Hello, Steve White, Steve RSA9. Well, it's not looking good for the Marvels. It's tracking to be the lowest, opening film from all the Marvel films. It's tracking to be less than, I think, Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I think that was the lowest. It's hard I can't remember which is the lowest. It's like the last couple of ones were like the lowest ones. I don't know if it was the, was it one with the Rock, a DC film? I can't remember. They've all flopped lately. But yeah, it's looking bad. The reviews are in, and the reviews are that it's a patchwork of reshoots and divided agendas. It's not looking good because the original Captain Marvel film mostly did well because it was put between the two final Avengers films, and I only went to see it myself because I thought I had to see it to understand the last film. There was something that was part of that story, and it really had nothing to do with it. And I think a lot of people went to see it for that reason. And I know myself, there were the rumours that people weren't actually going in, that a lot of tickets were bought and that. And I actually went into a couple of cinemas that were supposed to be sold out pretty much, and there was only a couple of people in each one. And then I bought a ticket for another film, Alita, and then I went in and watched Captain Marvel because I didn't want to pay for it. I didn't want to contribute to the budget, but I wanted to see it so I could criticise it. So I paid for a different film and then sat in that because either way I watched a film in the cinema, got my money. So I didn't steal from the cinema, but I didn't watch. I didn't pay for. I didn't give money to Captain Marvel, and it was okay, but it wasn't that interesting. It wasn't bad. It was just kind of there, ho-hum sort of thing. I didn't really get into it, but it wasn't bad. But you wouldn't really expect it to make as much as it did. And I really think it was just because it was sandwiched between the last two Avengers films. And this new film doesn't have the privilege of being sandwiched in between two epic Marvel films. They're going to make $2 billion each or something. Instead, it's following a bunch of flops and an overall lethargy and apathy towards Marvel, and the general consensus seems to be that there's too much, there's too many films that have not been good, there's too many series, I can't follow up, I can't follow it, I can't catch up, there's too much homework, I can't get into this, can I watch this, will I get it if I haven't seen the 3 series that I haven't watched? And I feel the same way. I watched WandaVision and I haven't watched anything since, and I have no idea what's happening. I haven't watched Eternals, I haven't watched the second Ant-Man, I haven't watched the one with The Rock. I haven't watched any of them because I just don't care. Once Endgame ended, it ended for me. It's like none of these other people have really brought me back. I want to see Shang-Chi because I like Simu Liu, and also people have said it is actually good. So I own them all, I just haven't watched them. So I will actually sit down and have a Avengers weekend or Marvel weekend and catch up because I bought them all on DVD or Blu-ray. I just haven't had the time or the desire to really watch them. That's the thing, I can't imagine sitting on any of the other films this long. Back in the day, I pretty much watched all of them. I think the only one I missed was the second Thor. I snuck into a cinema to see if it was any good because I wasn't sure if I wanted to see because I didn't really like the first one. And I watched about 10 minutes and I said, yeah, I can live without this. And I ended up buying it on DVD, but I still haven't watched it. But all the other ones I watched in the day in the cinema in order as you're supposed to from the first Iron Man up. But yeah, it's not looking good for the Marvels. Now, a lot of people are giving credit to the girl from the series, that she's really good, everyone loves her. Apparently Brie Larson is really trying to act and they're trying to make her more likeable in this film, but people are saying, look, they've obviously reshot it, they've re-edited it, and all the dialogue is just exposition to try and make the story make sense because they butchered it apparently. So I don't know if this is just the usual suspects, because I've seen people like John Campea and stuff like that saying it's a mess. And he's not one of the fandom menace sort of people that just hates on everything. So it's not looking good, and I don't know how they're ever going to recover. I think that era's over, and they've also made a mess out of their films on top of that sort of. I think they could have maybe survived if they had actually had a real strong plan and a strong succession of films that worked into an overall story and did another sort of overall sort of arc. but they just had all these random films that were promoted very agenda-wise, that just ruffled the wrong feathers and got attention but bad attention. So they've just been a mess. And DC's, my God, James Gunn is ruining it. He basically undermined the films that were coming out with the promise of better ones, but then he turned around and didn't. It's just a mess. It's all a mess. But yeah, it's not looking good for the Marvels. Nice. I just wanted to comment on it while I already had the camera on doing the Ghostbusters preview review. That looks good. I'm excited about that, but I'm not excited about anything from Marvel or DC and haven't been for years. And I think a lot of people are in the same boat. So yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.